this is Marie Bennett at blackberriesandcream.net, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And in this video I really want to show you more of a layout than an actual card, because as it gets closer to Christmas and all of us get busy, I know that if you had a quick card layout that you could use a variety of papers or elements with, it would make your card making job a little easier. So I'm going to show you how I made this card, and before I do that I'm going to show you a couple of other cards that basically follow the same layout, but they all have a little bit of a different look. So here's another one I made, and in this card I used the new sweater paper from Stampin' Up! Called Warmth and Cheer, and this is a 6x6 paper pack that has lots of different sweater looking papers in it. And for stamps I used the Wrapped in Warmth stamp set, and so that's what I used for the greeting on the front, wishing you a season filled with warmth and cheer, and on the inside, keep warm and snuggle up. And for the snowflake part of this card I used the festive season stamp set right here. And for the embossing layer I used the new cable knit sweater embossing folder. So that's how I made that card. I'm going to give you the measurements after I show you the other two examples. And to make this card I used retired paper actually, and the new little Christmas elements that are found in the current Christmas catalog 2016. They're so cute. You get this little holly leaf, and you get gingerbread boys and bells. So I stamped it with the greeting tidings of comfort and joy, and then on the inside Christmas blessings. And the stamp set that I used to make this card is Christmas pines. On the case, they look like they're small stamps, but they aren't. They're substantial in size. So the pine cones are pretty good sized, and the greeting, the little greeting box is pretty big. And then I used Christmas blessings. Where is it? It's over here. Christmas blessings, and I also used this stamp that has snowflakes. And I stamped the snowflakes in smoky slate, so just kind of to give it a little bit of a background behind the greeting. Okay, then the card that I'm going to make for you is this card, and it's done in real red cardstock and very vanilla cardstock, and then a piece of designer series paper from their new Christmas pack, and it's called This Christmas. It's a specialty designer series paper because it's thin. You could use it for making card envelopes. I embossed this with another Stampin' Up! Embossing folder that I think may be retired. I don't know. I couldn't find it in the Christmas catalog, but the whole point of the video is that you can use whatever you have on hand. This is kind of what you do in a pinch when you want to make a whole bunch of Christmas cards. So let's go ahead and get started putting this card together. First thing I'm going to do is give you the measurements for each of the layers. the card starts out, the card base, at the standard size. So it's cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4.25 down the middle. The inside layer of the card is cut at 4 by 5.25. And as you can see, I've already daubed the edges of this very vanilla paper in real red ink, stamped it with The Lord Is Come and some smoky slate kind of starburst snowflake looking things. So the next thing I will want to do is adhere this to the inside of the card using snail adhesive, leaving about 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. Okay. Now on the outside of the card, the first layer is an embossed piece of Very Vanilla, and like I said, you can emboss this using anything that you like that is Christmassy. So I'm going to adhere this to the card using snail adhesive. You could also use Tombow liquid glue. I usually do like to use the Tombow when I'm adhering something that's embossed, but this particular folder leaves large areas of flat paper that I know are going to adhere really well to the front of the card, so I'm just going to use the snail adhesive. Alright, now the next layer that goes on top right here is the first piece is real red, and it is cut at 2.5 inches by 5 inches. And then on top of that is going to go your designer series paper, and it will be cut 1/4 of an inch smaller in both directions. So it's going to be 2.25 by 4 3/4. And that also is adhered using the snail. And leaving about 1/8 of an inch on all sides. Okay, this is adhered directly to the top of the card using the snail adhesive. You could use the liquid glue on all of this, just whatever your preference is. Okay, and I want to come over about a full 1/4 of an inch, like that. Alright, and for the last layer, you can see how quickly these go together, so you could cut out all of your layers, get all of your stamping done, and then assemble all at one time. This layer is a square. It's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. And then this piece of Very Vanilla that has been stamped using that same snowflake burst kind of a thing in smoky slate, and this sentiment out of the Wonder of Christmas stamp set, and so is the one on the inside, The Lord Is Come. The snowflake image is here, and the greeting, may your spirit rejoice in the blessings of this wonderful season. Those all come out of that same stamp set. Unusual for me to use just one stamp set, but I did. Okay, leave 1/8 of an inch all the way around, and then this is adhered to the card using dimensionals. I'm going to use 5 dimensionals. Give the center a little poke to loosen that paper. And then I want to have about the same border on this side as I have on this side, so a full 1/4 inch, and just place it wherever you want it. And your card is finished. Now if you want to make your envelope a little bit fancy, you could run it through the Big Shot with the same embossing folder you used to make this. So here you can see that I used the same embossing folder on the flap of the envelope as I did on the card. So that's just a very simple Christmas card that you can use, and you can embellish it any way you want. Either daub the edges or don't, depending on what kind of a hurry you're in. Add some things to the front like that, spruces it up a little. Even just a little piece of twine or a diamond rhinestone, whatever you want to do. This is a very simple and quick card to make. So thanks for watching. Happy stamping. Bye.